Anjui, Cleo.
Hi guys. So I've thought about posting something for New Year's, so I think this might be it. So when I started this year, I absolutely no idea what I was gonna be doing this year. I had applied to SMU before I went into a very remote area, and on the New Year's Eve, I remember having a cocktail from a Nalgene bottle. If you would want to imagine that. Someone had tequila. I don't even remember what kind of alcohol it was. Like it was like tequila or vodka in an Nalgene bottle, and we mixed it with some drink mix, and I had a iced tea. I guess it's supposed to resemble Long Island cocktail. So that's what I had on New Year's Eve, and then on New Year's Day I just worked, and I don't even remember thinking anything, hoping anything for this last year, I guess. So I just went into the year pretty blank. So when we got back to like our research facility in Antarctica, with the internet, I found out that I was accepted into SMU, and then I was pretty happy about it, but I was also very sad, and I was very indecisive. I didn't know what to do. I still had the option to stay back in El Paso and do my PhD there, but I still wanted to see what SMU was about. So in February, when I flew back to United States, I flew to Dallas first, and then I wanted to see what kind of school it was. It's a very different environment here, so obviously from El Paso. It's a bigger city as well, and then I still accepted this place. I chose to be okay with not knowing what to expect, and chose to be okay with being a little bit alone. It's a very new university, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be ready for this battle, so I chose to be okay with it. So after Dallas, I flew back to El Paso, and I completed my master's, and I defended my thesis, and everything else came after that. Me and Cleo last year had a pretty rough year, I would say. Cleo had to get all her bottom teeth extracted, so she doesn't have bottom teeth. So she only has one tooth at the bottom jaw, but she doesn't have any tooth in the bottom jaw. And then me, I had a pretty health issues as well. This mole, this one, it popped out of nowhere, and I had to get it removed. They couldn't remove it from the roots, so they just had to cut it off, because I don't know why, but it just popped. And then as I was getting ready to move to Dallas, I found out that I am very allergic to red ants, and I got bit by red ants, and I was hospitalized. I went into a shock, and then I had to rush to an ER in an ambulance and get it checked out. But yeah, so me and Cleo had a pretty serious health issue year. But Cleo's doing better, so am I. I have to be very careful not to step on grasses and be careful where the ants are. So yeah. So going back to El Paso, I never felt like I was ever at home before. El Paso, I moved to El Paso in 2018, and I lived there till 2024. My mom was a diplomat, so we traveled quite a bit. We stayed in different countries like India and Bangladesh. We never stayed in one place for a long duration of time, so El Paso was it was so constant and consistent that I thought El Paso would be home. And it still is a home. It's a place that I treasure it very much. I treasure all the burritos and tacos that I used to get from El Paso. And then when I moved to Dallas, I had an El Paso withdrawal. I missed all the tacos and all the burrito places that I could have been eating instead of Dallas food. Yeah, El Paso is a place that is very important to me, even though it was dusty and very hot and sometimes very windy and brown. I still loved El Paso. I loved all the people that I met there. I met a lot of good people, a lot of interesting people as well, and I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to be financially responsible and also learned about myself entirely. Cooking in my country, I think I've mentioned in my previous video about romanticizing university, but I think the whole idea of romanticizing came from me being in El Paso. So El Paso has a very huge place in my heart. But then the question of where is my home, I don't really know. Sometimes I think about Bhutan being my home, but sometimes I think about El Paso being my home. So those two places are the places that come directly in my mind. But Bhutan, nowadays I've been looking at a lot of things that's happening in Bhutan, not bad, but good things that's happening in Bhutan, and all the pictures that I see of my own country, and I don't recognize a lot of things. A lot of things have changed, and then it feels like I am like a stranger in my own country. That's what it feels like. And there are still people in Bhutan that makes me feel very safe and being at home, but I don't know. I think I still am not sure where my home is. Bhutan is still very precious to me as well. If I close my eyes, I can see my country, my king, my queen, and all the people that are still in Bhutan. I can imagine them and being happy, but I don't know. It's in Bhutan I felt very secure, and I knew that whatever I do, I would have people around me and they'll be very supportive of me. But El Paso is the place that I really became an adult. I learned a lot of things, and so I guess I moved to Dallas now, and maybe and hopefully this will be my new home. I know that I will be okay because home is where I am, and I think I am a pretty cool person, I would say. Last year has been pretty crazy, I would say. I traveled to a different country, a different continent, 2 different continents. I flew back from Antarctica. I attended some conferences, and it was a pretty good year. Most important of all, me and Cleo, we're both safe. We're both healthy now. No ants now. Trying to figure out where my home is my biggest takeaway from 2024. I think I will start 2025 as blank as I was in Antarctica, not knowing what else I would do, because I feel like life should take me wherever they want, whatever it is. I thank God for where I am, and hopefully this year will also be a very good year. So I hope you guys have a very good year as well, and thank you for coming here. 2024 year, also the year that I started my vlogging era, so I'm very excited. I feel like I'm becoming better. Better with my camera, better with my audio, better with my editing skills. So it's just the time that I spent being creative is also the time where I relax the most. So it has been very good for me. I started YouTube to keep an archive of what I'm gonna do and how I will be feeling in my new home. I don't have much record or much video or archive from how I felt in El Paso, but now when I think about El Paso, I remember feeling very calm. Maybe not calm, maybe I was just complaining about the sun and the dust every time, but it was still a good feeling that I should have kept archive of, but I never did. So I feel like YouTube is my place for me to what I'm feeling about Dallas. Up until now, it has been good. I hope to see you more in the upcoming year. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being with me till now. Bye bye. See you next time. Also, the first week I came to SMU when the school started, I won this sweatshirt. I went to a how to be financially responsible workshop, and I won this sweater. Isn't it pretty? It's so red. It's so different. I'm used to seeing my school merches in orange and blue for El Paso, so now it's red and blue, and I'm a Mustang. But fret not, I am still a minor at heart. I'll always be a minor, but I'll also be a Mustang now. So, bye-bye.